Alright, what's up guys? Tyler here, gaming hard, and I must play Dark Souls. That's my original character. Level 154, Death Mask. 205 hours put in. He's on New Game Plus Plus in the DLC. Gaming hard. That is a character I created that I was going to use for this, but it didn't work out. Pretty much all these are. Gaming hard's the main character I'm playing with right now. He is pretty much an intelligence build with some strength. Tyler and the dude are more characters I started trying to get this shit working, and here is Game Face. This is our character that we're gonna go with. We have everything fixed up with the computer, or I have everything fixed up with the computer, I should say. You don't have anything to do with it. I dealt with it alone, and I solved the problem alone, on my very own. Anyhow, this character, basically, what I have kind of intended to do at this point is I'm using this longsword, at least for the time being. This is going to be a strength and maybe some intelligence build, or strength and maybe some dexterity. I haven't really decided yet. I'm going to try to wear heavier armor, as all four of my other characters have light armor. God dang. So I'm going to try to... Boom! I'm going to try to, rock some heavier armor. I'll probably pick up the Elite Knight set eventually, which is, you know, a really popular, kind of generic armor for people to wear in Dark Souls, but I've never played this game that way. So, I want to at least test it out. If it just continuously goes horridly wrong throughout the next couple of parts of this playthrough, I will probably switch back to light armor if I have to, but I'm going to give this stuff a shot for a while. Now, as I said, I'm using the longsword. It's not really the type of weapon that I'm used to wielding. Gaming hard, that character's rocking an enchanted bastard sword. But I've got his intelligence going pretty high. I think I've got his intelligence up to like 36. And he's like, I think it was level 64. Just high enough to be able to use Soul Spear. My original character, Death Mask, I used the Great Scythe. That was my primary weapon with him. Plus 15 Great Scythe. So with this character, I'm not really used to wearing heavy armor. I'm not really used to rocking a long sword or a small weapon like this. Even though it is the long sword and not the short sword, it still seems like a small weapon to me. So we're gonna rock the long sword for the time being, but eventually, we will pick up the Zweihander also. And that is one cool thing about doing this strength build, is I will actually be able to wield the Zweihander. So I'm going to take advantage of that because I've always wanted to use it. Right now we're running back to get the residence key so we can get into this residence, pick up some gold pine resin, and also so later on we can free Griggs of Benheim in the lower Undead Burg. And he'll be able to hook us up with our first sorceries and stuff like that after he goes back to Firelink Shrine. But I just wanted to go ahead and get the residence key now, while I was thinking about it, while I had the souls, all that good stuff. The good thing, if there is a bright side to me losing that footage. I guess it would be that I'm a lot more practiced now.
Well, you seem to have your wits about you.
Let's hear what he has to say.
Then you are a welcome customer. I trade for souls. Everything's for sale.
Alright, Crypt Keeper. Talk to me,
Things
dude.
are getting treacherous in these parts. A horrible goat demon has moved in below.
Goat
And
demon,
up
huh?
above, there's that humongous drake and a bull demon too.
Bull
If you
demon.
stick around this place, it might end up being your grave.
Alright, so let's purchase the residence key from this mofo. But back to what I was saying, I am a bit more practiced now, but on the other hand, I am trying to incorporate a play style that I'm not really very familiar with. So
Thank you,
you will see me doing better with parries and backstabs and stuff like that, but I've by no means perfected anything. And I am playing with something that I'm not quite used to. I was really just trying to get most of the items here, so we're going to run up here and grab these throwing knives, although they're not really that important. Alright. God, at least they climb the ladders quickly in this game, and they climb ladders in Demon Souls so slowly. It's ridiculous. Let's make this jump. Oh! Fail! Fail! Jesus. I'm not going to bore you guys with running all the way back around. And I say that we'll wield the Elite Knight set, or we'll wear the Elite Knight set, but we may only wind up wearing pieces of it. I've become a pretty big fan of mixing and matching the armor sets in this game. Gaming hard, I've got him in a mix between the Crimson set and the Xanthos set. And he's wearing the Mask of the Mother. So he's got some extra HP. Alright, grab up this gold pine resin. Yeah, I forgot what was across that jump. I think it's just a soul item. No, actually, I'm sorry. I remember what it is. It's the heavy crossbow. And there is some crossbow bolts up there as well. Not really something that I intend to use. I've never used a crossbow in this game. I mean, I've tried one out, but I've never really used one or upgraded one. And earlier I was talking about I'll probably wield the Zweihander. That being said, we'll still go ahead and upgrade the longsword. Before we go to fight the Bell Gargoyles. But later on we'll get the Zweihander. Probably after the Gargoyles, and then I'll probably eventually go ahead and upgrade that stuff too. I'd like to go into the catacombs and turn it into a fire weapon, but because I like to take a fire weapon down into the depths. We might just buy some charcoal pine resin. I'm gonna run up here, get these two hollows out of the way. before they're hitting us in the back with crossbow bolts. Alright. Let's go deal with the Taurus Demon. I'm trying to keep these videos reasonably short, guys. At first, I put together a video that was the Taurus Demon and the Bell Gargoyles, as well as a couple invasions, all in one video, and it was like an hour and a half. So, needless to say, this is going to be kind of a rough trip through the Burg. Some unforeseen things may take place. Spoiler alert. But we'll get to all that soon enough. Whoa! You can block that hammer, by the way. This is really my first time ever trying to block it, though, but I've heard on several occasions you can block it. What I was trying to do there is get a sip of my Estus real quick, and then do a backward dodge roll to avoid getting that hammer slammed down on me. And that is a maneuver that works about 80% of the time, but didn't manage to pull it off there. So I chuck a couple of these black fire bombs out of it, and they worked pretty well the other day. We'll go ahead and finish him off with the blade. Whoa! Alright, got him. So the fucking 4 Taurus Demons out of the way. Break this crate, grab this soul item. And we will stop off and talk to Solaire. Grab up that white sign soapstone. Of course, I bought the orange sign earlier from the Undead Merchant.
Hello. You don't look hollow, far from it. I am Solaire of Astora, an adherent of the Lord of Sunlight. Now that I am undead, I have come to this great land, the birthplace of Lord Gwyn, to seek my very own son. You find that strange? Well, you should. No need to hide your reaction. I get that look all the time. Oh, aha. So I didn't scare you. I have a proposition, if you have a moment.
Yep, let's hear him out.
The way I see it, our fates appear to be intertwined.
I accept that.
In a land brimming with hollows, could that really be mere chance? So what do you...
Yep.
This pleases me greatly. Well then, take this. We are amidst strange beings in a strange land. The flow of time itself is convoluted, with heroes centuries old phasing in and out. The very fabric wavers, and relations shift and obscure. There's no telling how much longer your world and mine will remain in contact. But use this to summon one another as spirits, cross the gaps between the worlds, and engage in jolly cooperation. Of course, we are not the only ones engaged in this, but I am a warrior of the sun. Spot my summon signature easily by its brilliant aura. If you miss it, you must be blind.
Alright, and let's get the famous line.
Oh, hello there. I will stay behind to gaze at the sun. The sun is a wondrous body, like a magnificent father. If only I could be so grossly incandescent.
Oh, if we could all be so grossly incandescent. So, you know, the flow of time, convoluted, distorted, heroes from other timelines and so forth, phasing in and out. This is, the reason that we are able to summon white phantoms into our world. This is the reason red phantoms are able to invade us. And then there's these items that facilitate that, of course. Like the cracked red eye orb or the white sign soapstone. Just different things like that, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later. Which brings me to another thing. I'm not crazy informed as far as the lore is concerned, but it interests me greatly. So I may occasionally, throughout this playthrough, speak a little bit, about the lore and just kind of things that I have learned here and there. And if you are one of the few people who watch and enjoy when I do these Dark Souls videos, and I get something wrong, feel free, of course, to let me know in the comments. When it's not something, obviously, that's open to interpretation or open to speculation. Unless I'm theorizing about something and you know it for a fact to be wrong. But I like to, I haven't really done that in the past with any Dark Souls videos I've done, said anything about the lore, and I do want to talk about it here and there, because I've watched some great videos, man. Dave Control Live does awesome lore videos. Of course, so does, Epic Name Bro, and especially Vati Video. And I even really like the Sunlight Maggot, the videos that he does with the lore, where he just makes it basically like a movie, and it only has the things from in-game. No real theorizing, no speculation. He leaves that up to you, but he just presents the information in kind of a cinematic format, but of course the limitations with that are, he's not reading item descriptions and things like that, and that is where a lot of the lore can be found in this game, is in item descriptions, even descriptions of like keys and stuff like that, which is something that I've just recently been realizing. Some of the stuff that I've read from the keys is really awesome. I like how it's like, if as an undead, hollow warrior or whatever, you can't hack it in the Burg, they send you down to the depths. And then if you read like the key to Blighttown from the depths, it's like the people in the depths didn't want to be associated with the people from Blighttown, and also they know that, obviously Blighttown is rife with poison and all kinds of other dangers, so they built a big door in the hopes that they could keep themselves separated. And I've always kind of thought that was weird, because sometimes, like, the item descriptions will almost refer to, things as if they're like real towns with real citizens or something like that. Like, God, I can't remember. I think it's the Remedy miracle. And it's about, Yulva or something like that. That, was one of the sealers in New Londo. There was 3 of them, and 2 abandoned their duties, I believe. And of course you find the Crimson set up in the depths, or, I'm sorry, down in Blighttown. And you'll find the Remedy miracle there also, and it says, perhaps this was a miracle from New Londo, and, perhaps this Yulva, who is one of the sealers, abandoned her duties to take her healing arts back to Blighttown. I mean, it almost reads like, yo, yeah, you know, she wanted to go, you know, help the people back in her hometown of Blighttown. Like, who lives there? It's not Boston. It's just, like, weird, man. So, yeah, we've been invaded here. I'm desperately trying to fight this, person. I'm trying to see what they're wearing there. Is that the Mask of the Mother? It's kind of hard for me to tell in this small window, but I'm doing everything I can to defend myself here, and this individual, who I think their name was like Cherry Blossom, or some variation thereof, with zeros and underscores and asterisks and whatever. This individual has me poisoned, and now appears to be chucking dung pies at me. And this is just, you know, bullshit torture. Basically, I just wish they would go ahead and finish the job or fight me straight up. I mean, in the last videos when I was going through the Burg, I did get invaded a couple times. But the people who invaded me were cool enough to recognize that I was moving through the level and that I'm low level, and, like, even though, like, one of them killed me, you know, they were fair about it. And this is just, obviously, a much higher level individual just coming and trying to make my life hell. And succeeding. Succeeding very well. And it sucks because there's just not much I can do. You know, I managed to get a backstab in on them, but I'm not even doing that much damage because they have much better, you know, defenses, and I'm not doing a lot of damage anyway. You know, I'm still really low level. They've obviously been through the catacombs and Blighttown, so they're much further along in the game than I am. And maybe they're over here, you know, doing PvP or whatever, but, you know, why fucking torture me, man? Why? And where the fuck? Ah! So we're running out of Estus. We're toxic. My life is draining. And, this person's gone right down here. Jump down and try to get him. But, they climbed up, and there was a reason for this. Yeah. So, you can see how this is gonna go. We're gonna climb up. We're gonna get kicked back down. And, oh man, this was very, 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 very fucking aggravating, to say the least. And You know, this was just too much, man. But I decided I was gonna go ahead and leave this in the video and you know, show what I went through. And our plight isn't anywhere near done with moving through the Burg to the Bell Gargoyles, and we will get into that stuff in the next video. I'm actually gonna leave it with this death here. This will be the end of part 2, and pretty bleak ending. And you know what? This is what makes the game inaccessible for some people, you know? And it's unfortunate. Could I have probably done better here? Of course. But, you know, it was very unlikely that I was going to win this fight in the first place. And then they bust out the Wrath of God. Fuck. Anyway, man, if y'all like this, like, comment, subscribe. As always, have a good one. Keep on gaming hard.